obviously, I'm Felicia. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me. Obviously, I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of Zine. I'm 26. I'm from London, born and bred here. I went to St. Martin's and I graduated with a fashion history and theory degree. And I also am an NCTJ qualified writer, and I have lots of fashion and magazine experience. Also, I'm currently deputy features editor at ASOS. I launched Zine in 2016, so we're kind of celebrating our second birthday right now. And tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Zine is, what we do, and kind of our processes and approach to football culture via key features in issue 5, which is out now, and actually I'm selling it at the end, so please come and have a look. So, what is Zine? It is an independent football and fashion platform that kind of spans biannual print issues, and it comes with stickers. We also do events, and we do digital content as well. The kind of aim of the game with us is to tell stories that showcase and celebrate and empower female fans first, whether they play or not. And we also try to unpack important issues, emphasize diversity, and collaborate with really exciting creative talent. We also explore the evolving interplay between fashion and football, kind of picking up where that book at the top left off. It's The Fashion of Football by Paolo Hewitt and Mark Baxter. And I discovered it when I was writing my final year thesis at St. Martin's. On this slide is kind of some examples of that. It's kind of footballers that are kind of now modeling, designing, and kind of becoming kind of social media influencers. So obviously there's Beckham. Dele Alli did a Boohoo.com collaboration that you might have seen. And actually Cristian Ronaldo launched his own kind of Nike Air Maxes, but it's kind of sold out immediately. There's also another connection is kind of fashion brands that are kind of riffing on and referencing football culture. I noticed that almost every fashion week there's at least one show that has a football reference, whether it's menswear or womenswear. So on the slide, in the center is Cochet. It's a French brand, and for their Spring/Summer 18 collection, they collaborated with PSG, and she made some really amazing couture-like dresses. And then there's also, obviously, Christopher Rayburn and Umbro did the capsule collection, and that shot's actually from our issue 5, and it was shot by Flora McLean. There are also kind of official kind of club kits that clubs make and national sides make, but also concept ones that designers make. So there's the Gosha one with Adidas. And in issue 5, we actually shot girls, female fans from kind of underdog World Cup teams, so that's Sweden at the top, and it was styled in a really great way by Daisy Dean and shot by Lauren Mackabee. So why we exist. So you might remember this. This is kind of the moment that I got into football. It's Euro 2004. Cristian Ronaldo basically just lost the final because Greece won and Portugal were the hosts. And I remember just watching him cry, and I was thinking, why is he crying? It's not that important. And then I just kind of was really intrigued by it because he was crying for quite a long time. And I just thought, wow, I kind of like this, but I didn't realize it was so emotional and kind of so exhilarating. So I just got really hooked on it. And it was like a summer, I was really bored. And then, I just got hooked, and I was lucky. Chelsea are kind of my local team, and my dad supports Chelsea. And then Jose Mourinho came, and the rest is history. We won a lot, and there was a lot. I've been to a lot of parades, kind of celebrating our trophies. Let's go back. So another thing that kind of spurred this was, a couple of years ago, if you Googled female football fans, this is the kind of imagery that came up. And I just thought these women were kind of objectified and sexualized, and they didn't have a voice. There was no kind of, and there was very few women of color either, which I thought was, they didn't reflect me or any of the female fans I knew. Obviously, it's their prerogative to go to a game dressed however they want, but I just felt that why only show one type of fan? So it just felt like a case of out of sight, out of mind. Female fans and players aren't really very that visible in football culture, kind of beyond really lazy generalizing stereotypes. So it'd be like you have to be a tomboy, or you're a lesbian, or you're a gold digger, or you're a wag wannabe. And there was always patronizing pink club merchandise, I know what my club's colors are, and it doesn't need to be pink. And actually, it's still happening today. I don't know if you guys read, it was on the BBC. Getty published an album entitled World Cup 2018, The Sexiest Female Fans. It's actually quite a lot of imagery like this in 2018. But actually, there was a whole Twitter furore about it. People were not happy about the fact that women were still being objectified in this way in this time. And actually, I think they've taken it down now. So that was like a kind of a good thing that happened today. Yeah, so kind of over the course of my fashion career, I started interning when I was 16. I just met loads of women that were into fashion. Football, I spent a lot of time doing this, trying to figure out how to spell designers' names and running around London. And we just, talk about football and talk to a photographer about football. And it was just like a really great to have those conversations. And I just realized there was nothing really celebrating or targeting or expressing our opinions in a creative way. We also kind of wanted to counter the male, pale, and sometimes very stale state of modern football culture. The coverage is wonderful. I watch Match of the Day every week. It's recorded. I have about 5 years worth recorded because I do go back and watch it. And it was just, very male orientated and again, not that diverse. So I just wanted to change that overall and fill a gap and just document and really celebrate female fandom creatively. And combine my two main interests, which are fashion and football. So yeah, this is our mission, and talking about the zine kind of format-wise, the idea was to kind of make it be a cross between a football fanzine and a fashion magazine, because there's a really rich history of football fanzines, and I just wanted to elevate that and the idea of collecting stickers. So size-wise, it's kind of match day program size, and we were always going for like a colourful, confident, but still intelligent aesthetic. And yeah, it was always going to be in print. I think that it's so valuable. I love magazines. I just think in our digital age, it's just way more collectible and extra special and so considered to make something that can be flipped through basically forever. So our USP, despite the fact that we champion women and we focus on fashion, it's kind of the diversity of the really amazing and fascinating women we feature. So across race, across age, across class, across sexuality. Again, the exciting creatives we collaborate with, and just the original content we create. We encourage all of our contributors to be really honest and really candid about what they're talking about, so we can kind of try and dispel some of the stereotypes I mentioned before, and really raise awareness about issues that need to change. And so far, some of the amazing women we've kind of spoken to. We spoke to Bip Ling, who's a really big Charlton fan. We spoke to model and player Osha Lewis. That's DJ Azidi there. And we kind of worked with amazing photographers, including Patricia Corrales and Benjamin Swanson. And this is our sticker slide. And we've worked with Charlotte Trounce and Jackie Sheridan and more. So on to issue 5. Which is available now on our website. And also I'm going to sell some at the end if you want to buy one. Cool. So with the World Cup, and I kind of think of the World Cup as kind of a pilgrimage, a football pilgrimage every 4 years. If you know about the Met Museum, the exhibition this year is Heavenly Bodies and Fashion and the Catholic Imagination. And also there's kind of been an increased visibility of the hijab in football culture. There's been some really amazing football chants this year, particularly around Mo Salah, because he's had a great season. And it just seemed really timely to explore religion and faith through the female-focused football and fashion stories that we tell. So how do we put it together? Lots of teamwork. I have a really amazing team. So I have Sean Rowe, who is our associate editor and social media manager. Manda Wilkes, he used to work here, it's amazing. Our creative producer, and she does a lot with our events and really amazing graphics. And designer Nathan Matthews. So yeah, we all work on season and kind of around our day jobs and other projects. And we've also actually built a really amazing international network of creators that we work with. And we kind of found them online. We find people on Instagram, word of mouth, and actually a lot of people approach us to kind of collaborate on things. So yeah, it was season, but was kind of thinking, what's happening now? What's new in football culture? What's new in fashion and football culture? What are female fans experiencing now? Who's worth talking to? And above all, how can we kind of put a uniquely season spin on this? How can we kind of step up from what we've done before? So A key issue 5 feature that I'm really, really proud of is our cover feature. I wanted to, left to right, feature friends, it's Jeanette Kwachi and Eni Luco, to appear on our very first second, 2-woman cover to really convey the religion theme, because they both believe in God quite strongly, but also the idea of sisterhood and the importance of supporting each other. Jeanette is an Olympic sprinter who turned broadcaster, and she also is a children's book author. And she's a friend of mine, actually, because we did our NCTJ diplomas together, so it's kind of like a big sister vibe. And I'm sure you guys might know her. She's basically one of the most famous footballers in the country, and she's just signed for Juventus from Chelsea. And you might have seen her on ITV, because she's currently covering the World Cup for them as one of their pundits. So yeah, in the issue, they're in conversation kind of about their relationship. You might have also heard about the fact that Eni kind of went to Parliament against the FA because the former England Lionesses manager made some racist comments that kind of came public. And Jeanette was part of her support system. And it just, bringing them together, having them in intimate conversation, just really showed a different side of them publicly. Jane's Dr. shot this, and I was so happy to have her on board, and she was always our first choice for this. And the team went to Eni's house, actually, and shot this kind of in and around the area over Easter weekend. So I'm sure you're all aware that the women's game is really growing, and I just think that in order to grow the game, I think female players need to be portrayed like this. They need more press coverage. They need to kind of be portrayed in different contexts and really get to know them so we can be more emotionally invested in them, because there isn't really the same kind of cult of personality with female players as they are with men's players. And I always wanted season to kind of try and facilitate that. I mean, Eni was on my very first season mood board that I made years ago. And I just thought she was so honest and so inspiring and empowering in this interview. And she even said herself that she feels that being a footballer and being so high profile, it actually can hold players back talking about what needs to be addressed, because they might be worried about offending fans or offending their sponsors. So some of the other highlights from the issue, we did a really fun interview with singer-songwriter and film ladies player Chelsea Grimes, and she talks a lot, she waxes lyrical about having faith in herself and massive Liverpool fans, so she was very Champions League orientated in that interview. We did a Slack-style conversation with Catholic, Jewish and Sikh fans, kind of talking about their club's religious identity and how relevant it is and how it kind of affects how they engage with football. I found out about Nazia Aribi's film Freedom Fields, which is, she kind of follows 3 kind of accidental female activists and their football teams in post-revolution Libya, and it was such an amazing story, and I thought that it was worth kind of spotlighting, and the film's out later this year, so it's worth having like a kind of behind-the-scenes look. And then we also spoke to 3 chaplains, football chaplains, because we wanted to kind of understand what their role was, because I think most clubs have one, and it was just kind of, well, how do they kind of look after players' well-being? Where do they fit into the kind of club structure? We also debuted a new feature, which is He for She, and it's just kind of spotlighting and highlighting men who are actually supporting women in football, because they do exist. And I felt it was important to kind of highlight that, you know, it sounds like you can be quite anti-men, but actually there are men that are kind of championing the cause as well, and that is Omar Al-Duri, and he is a fitness coach for the UAE women's national team. And in every issue, we have stickers. We kind of asked our contributors to kind of let us know who their favourite player is, who their favourite manager is, and we'll make them into a sticker that can be like stuck throughout the issue, or kind of most people stick them on their laptops. So yeah, this time round, we kind of did Mo Salah, Vincent Kompany, Cristian Ronaldo, Nadia Nadim, and we did Arsene Wenger, because our last kind of feature, our last page is basically saying goodbye to him, because he finally left. As well as collaborating with creatives, we also collaborate with brands on projects that kind of reflect Season's mission and ethos. So we worked with Puma on this, and it was our first ever kind of creative commission to feature 3 top women's footballers, and they all play for Lyon. And it was ahead of the Women's European Championships, which happened on the 24th of May. And we basically had creative freedom to do whatever we want, just to create pre-match and reactive post-match content that was 100% our tone. We could do whatever we wanted with it, and it was for their social media channels and ours. And it was really just an opportunity to really raise awareness about these players, their achievements, how well they're doing, and also, I mean, obviously a little bit of Puma product in a really exciting and innovative way. So our idea was 3 players, 3 European finals, 3 rules. So it was Ida Heigerberg, Eugenie Lasomia, and Desanova Marisan. Sorry, she's German, like I'm really bad with pronouncing names. Basically, they had the chance to win their 3rd kind of European Cup final in a row with Lyon, and no other team had ever done that before. So it was just an amazing achievement, and we wanted to celebrate that by following them and asking them what their rules were for success on and off the pitch. And yeah, it was just a chance for us to really kind of refresh the football performance shoot format, and we wanted to make it feel really strong, really stylish, really fashionable, but still skillful, because they have mad skills. So to work on this, we had a really amazing creative team. We worked with Rosanna Webster and Phoebe Henry, who directed it, Tom Wotton to film it. And yeah, the team spent a day in Lyon just shooting, creating still shots, making these kind of GIFs. And I'm happy to say that Lyon won. They beat Wolfsburg 4-1 to win the title. And it was just, for us, it was really amazing to have this kind of access with players, to be able to portray them as more than just players. They're like really strong, amazing, powerful women, and they're real people. And we got a chance to kind of show a bit of that with what we were doing. We got to humanize them a little bit and kind of give them an empowering voice and introduce them to a new audience, which is basically season's mission. And actually, this project, it became an editorial in a new issue. So yeah, thank you so much. That's it. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, issue 5 is available tonight. Yeah.